What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about something that really drives me crazy because I just don't understand it. You want to know what it is? Stick around. Alright guys, so looking through eBay listings like I always do, and one of the sets that I want to try to pick up at a relatively cheap price is the Joker Funhouse. I think that's what it's called, the Joker Funhouse. Came out a while back. I'm pretty sure it's retired. Pretty sure it's been retired for about a year. So I'm always looking on eBay, trying to pick it up at a reasonable price. Yesterday I came across one that was sealed and graded. Graded. So why? Why would anybody buy a graded Lego set? You guys might have the answer. Leave me some comments below if you do, but it just drives me nuts. I mean, I understand why you grade baseball cards because, you know, condition is everything, right? Condition, condition, condition. So if you have a Gem Mint 10, which is very rare, hard to find on any baseball card, the best you're going to get is a 9 point something. I can understand it. It's in a nice, fancy, clear plastic case. You can look at the front. You can turn it over. You can look at the back. So you're not losing anything by enclosing it in that fancy plastic and grading it. I get that. And I can see how it increases the value because it's in such pristine condition. And if you have one that is in ragged condition, it's better to have it graded than to not have it graded at all, I guess. So I understand that. And then you have comic books. So then they started grading comic books. Now comic books has a lot of gray area because, yeah, you have one in great condition and it's a mint 9.2 and it's fantastic shape and everything. You know, Gem Mint 10s are pretty hard to come by and extremely rare, but most of the time if you have a 9 or better, it's considered near mint. And so same difference. You have the front, you have the back, it's in a nice clear case. But comic books are meant to be read, right? You can't ever bust that plastic case. I mean, you could, and I've heard stories of people having maybe a 6 and busting it to take it out and getting more for it because they claim it's better than a 6, and then if it was graded a 6, a lot of gray area there. I really don't understand why you would want to buy a graded comic book. I mean, if you just want to look at the cover, most of the great comic books have poster art, and you could just buy the poster and stick it on your wall. Then you don't need the comic book. I know it's for investment in value, but I'm staying away from it, guys. Maybe you have some. That's good for you. I kind of understand it. But then we get to these graded Lego sets. I don't get it. I mean, Lego is meant to be played with, right? And I know it's investment, and I know I talk about investment all the time. First, you have to send it off, and you have to get it graded. And then you have to wait and wait and wait. And then it comes back to you, and your hopes are that it was graded a 9 or better, or a Gem Mint 10, and it comes back graded an 8. Then you're stuck with it because you've already paid to get it graded. But who's buying these sets is my big question. It just drives me crazy to see this set I'm talking about. You can buy this set used for about $50, and I'm trying to get it cheaper than that. So every day on eBay, you can find this set listed between $50 and $100 every day. But there is one listed, and I can't remember the price. It's over $1,000. I'll try to put a picture up on the screen. I'll put a couple pictures of other things because you can get everything graded. You can get sets graded. You can get minifigures graded. You can get minifigs that are, I don't know if they're considered prototypes or what, but they're out of the package. They have some of those graded on eBay. You can even get a poly bag graded. I mean, figure that out. A poly bag. So you mean to tell me you could take this poly bag and you could tell me it is a mint 10 or a 9.5 because it has no creases or no imperfections? I mean, that is just nuts. That is nuts. I saw a set of 6 or 8 different, a lot, I should say, of 6 or 8 different poly bags, and they were all listed together in a lot, and they had some nice pictures, and they were all graded pretty high. That makes no sense to me. I mean, if I get it if it's figs maybe, but how do you even know that fig is in that set? When you buy a graded set, how do you know somebody didn't somehow take a hairdryer and get the seal off, dump the pieces out, put equal weight pieces in, I guess, then reseal it with a little bit of glue, send it off to get it. I mean, did the people grade it have to open it? If they have to open it, that destroys it, right? It's no longer mint unopened, because even though it's locked up in that case, the seals have been cut. I don't know what's the purpose of that, and who's buying these sets is what I really want to know. You guys tell me, leave me some comments. Does it drive you nuts? Because it drives me crazy every time I come across one, because I don't understand who's buying them, and I don't understand why. I mean, it's bad enough with comic books. At least you can get you a nice box, and they're all in a line, and they're all kept nice and neat, and they don't take up that much space. But when you start talking about these Lego sets, these big boxes of Lego sets, I mean, this box isn't that big, but imagine this in a clear case, graded, if this was a very popular, hard to find set. And then you get another one, then you get another one. Then what are you going to do with them? I mean, you just putting them in boxes? Well, if you're putting them in boxes, why do you need them graded? I guess there's value there, but who's paying this? Who is paying the value to make it worth what they claim it's worth? Because I sure don't see too many bids on them. All right, guys, I'm getting off my soapbox. I just come across that yesterday, and it just, I don't know, I just started thinking, why? Why would anybody get them graded, and who is buying them, and why would anybody buy them? You guys, leave me some comments down below. I want to hear your thoughts. I like having these discussions. I really appreciate all the feedback. You guys give me a lot of feedback, so take the time, leave me some comments. Let's talk about it. If you have the answer, leave it below, because I sure don't have the answer. So that's all for this one, guys. It's just a little food for thought, something to get you thinking about. Appreciate all your support. Thanks for following me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all my playlists. Check out my current playlist about Lego investing that I'm kind of coordinating and doing some correspondence with Brickstar. Check out that playlist. You could see my videos in his play in order. If you haven't seen that already, it's pretty cool. So that's all for this one. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.